10 years with the Washington Redskins. Year with the Lions after a 5-year stint at Michigan, 2-time captain, national champ, and does Michigan pregames with me and does some work here at the station. You'll be in with Gator.
Yeah, next week.
Do you have any shifts scheduled with Valeni?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. All right, just wondering. So the guys behind the glass were talking, and we just kind of brought up, favorite players, guys, and I found out, but without saying who it is, Khang, you had this guy's jersey?
Yeah, I still have it. Still have it.
You still have it. And Ev, you said he was one of your all-time favorites.
Same guy?
Same guy. I didn't know this about them. I didn't know Khang had the jersey. I didn't know Ev loved the guy.
I really liked him a lot in college, and then it transitioned into the NFL. And I thought he was a great player and probably the greatest player this one team had.
Well, that player is, and I've got his picture printed up, and I'm showing it to Jon Jansen.
Did you have the clown hair and the goggles and all the crap that he used to use at press conferences to go with it?
This was pre-trade.
Making a mockery of all football players, making it a circus.
Who are you looking at? Who's the picture of?
I can't say his name.
His name is Clinton Portis, and he was a teammate of yours in Washington. And I remembered a story you told about Clinton Portis.
There's some that I can share on air, some I can't.
Well, I think it's the preseason game that was your last game of the year.
Well, it wasn't a preseason game. It was the first game of the season.
Is that what it was?
First regular game, yeah.
It was against Miami?
Because he didn't play during the preseason because he had a back injury. Or maybe it was a hamstring. Something because he didn't like training camp that he wasn't going to practice because he was better than all of us.
Well, what did he do in that game against Miami?
Well, there's a blitz that Miami had that was a standard blitz, nothing confusing about it. And we had a dual read on the front side, and the running back was supposed to pick up the linebacker on the backside if he blitzed. Mm-hmm. And said player is wide open in the flat, calling for the ball. Meanwhile, Jason Campbell, our quarterback, is getting his head rubbed in the dirt. And as he goes down, he falls on the back of my legs. My foot ends up pointing backwards. Mm-hmm. And this was all because, in my opinion, and this is what I was talking about yesterday, you got to practice. You got to know who you're supposed to have or somebody gets hurt. And I had asked one of the coaches, who's going to be our starting running back? And they told me it was going to be
Clinton Portis.
Thank you. And I said, how he didn't know what he was doing when he was practicing. He didn't practice. And he said, oh, man, he's a special player. I said, he's going to get somebody killed. And I know that's a severe term. We probably shouldn't use that on the air. But I was the one that lost a whole season because one guy didn't pay attention, didn't know his job, didn't know his responsibility, didn't do it. And there are missed assignments that happen. I had plenty of them. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying everybody's perfect, but when a guy who gives his all misses an assignment, you can accept that because it happens. Mistakes happen. We're human beings. We're imperfect. When a guy makes a mistake because he didn't practice, didn't pay attention in meetings, thought that he was better than everybody else, it's inexcusable.
So you're laying on the ground and you're laying down, and the best way I can describe your injury, which is available on the internet, is your foot is standing up.
My foot is my knee is up, and if your knee is up, your foot should be flat on the ground, pointing forward.
But it looks like your leg is north-south, but your foot is east-west.
Yes, correct.
And this is because Clinton Portis didn't pick up the blitzer.
Correct.
And you're laying on the ground, and Cam Cameron is the head coach of the Miami Dolphins.
Yes.
And
He's first one out.
And he's the first one to get to you because you played for him at Michigan. And even though he was a Dolphins coach, he came out and he got down and told you not to look at it.
Yeah.
And you said what?
I said, how bad is it? I want to know, is this a 4 to 6 week injury or 6 to 10? And he said, I think it might be a little bit longer than that.
Well, I'm not going to tweet this picture out, or maybe I should. I don't know. People can look it
The
up.
ticket, I might have just already done it.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
We already tweeted it out?
Yeah, thank you.
So
Said
it's
player.
it's let me retweet it here.
In my defense, John, he was a Bronco when I got that jersey. It was a very good fantasy year for me. That's one of the reasons why he was able to be traded for someone like Champ Bailey. But had I known, I still would have tried to wear the jersey.
Well, next time, do a little more research. Know who you're supporting. Because when you wear that jersey around, we associate you with that individual, and it may not be in your best interest.
He was a Bronco then, man.
I got to tell you. John's pissed all over again. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, because it's raining outside. My ankle is throbbing. Can't feel half my foot.
Is that what happens when it rains?
Yeah, when there's a pressure change, you feel. I got some hardware in there.
Do you? Well, you bounced back. You did come back. You didn't play the rest of that year, but you came back. So. Okay, so I thought that I didn't know that about these guys, and they told me they were giant Clinton Portis fans. I'm like, wow, you guys really are going to get your butts beat by Jansen this week.
Kang, I'm surprised at your selection, Evan.
Not so much.
Not surprised.
Right?